And how can you guys as a group use this as kind of a building block to, create a new standard for yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, we for that, certainly want to look at the season-long performance as well as anything that happened in the playoffs. Certainly, take from what we learned here and the lessons that we were taught, but try to figure out some things that might kind of be red flags moving forward. But yeah, you got to start back at square one when the season starts. You can't skip any steps. The West is going to be a monster next year, as it continues to be every year. So, but there was a lot of things we did well this year. Super proud of our guys in just building another layer of foundation to get where we're trying to go. So.
Chris, did they take away what you were trying to do on offense, or did you kind of give it away to some extent?
I mean, their physicality really bothered us. Thought their physicality kind of just busted us out of everything we tried to do. So.
And do you think that's been part of a kind of a season-long? I mean, there's been a number of things that have plagued the offense, but
yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been a season-long thing. It's been certainly here and there over 100 games that you play. It's happened, but yeah. So.
That surprised you most, that their physicality is what got you guys out of it? It's been the opposite for you guys all year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it surprised me. I mean, their defense has been, top defense since the trade deadline. They've done an incredible job of remaking their roster. 2 elite rim protectors, everybody's guarding at a high level. Good schemes. But, yeah, I mean, we weren't able to apply the pressure at the point of attack with their 2 guys as we have been, and that feels like we spent the whole series on their hip or them getting by us a little too easily, and that's a tribute to their great skill as much as anything else. So
yeah, I was going to ask. I think a lot of people would be like, "Oh, the Wolves didn't play like the Wolves," but how much do you think Dallas did have to do with that, and especially the play of those 2 kind of taking you guys out of what you
mean, they shot over 50% again. We've been defensive led all year. We didn't get our defense consistently into this series the way it needed to be. Our most physical effort was last game 4. When we looked a lot more like ourselves on the ball and at the rim and everything else like that. So,
for Ant at 22, it's rare in NBA history.
Yeah.
When a 22-year-old leads a team in scoring and then leads his team to the finals. What is the next kind of growth here for him, and what did he maybe learn in this series that can propel him forward in the offseason when he goes to work on his game or?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, you got to get better at the things that you see in the playoffs, which get heightened. I think picking up some of the decision making. I thought I did a much better job of that as the year went on, as the playoffs went on. He saw probably more bodies in this series than he had in the previous 2. So that was one. But you're right. He's for a number 1 pick. I think he's had more playoff success than most of his colleagues that have been selected in that spot in recent years. The real challenge is, again, starting over at day 1. You can't get bored with the process of being great, and it takes the summer, it takes 82 games, and it takes sharpening your resolve in the playoffs, and just got to keep putting the work in.
Chris, you said in your first answer you felt like you busted out of structure by going a little isolation heavy in this game. What's the key when Ant and Cat are isolation heavy players to kind of stitch that together, the combination of isolation and structure? Being able to go in isolation is, everybody does it at some point in the game, no matter how much structure you have out there. But you still got to get set. You got to get to the right spacing. A lot of it is spacing related. So. We were never really able to kind of get, I don't think, into anything that gave us great, shape. So.
More questions? Go ahead.
Chris, just in this moment, obviously super disappointing with the way it ended. Are you able to take a step back and just look at the season as a whole and what you accomplished, or is it too fresh here?
No, of course we're very disappointed. I thought, like I said, that when I look back and summer long, going to be a lot of regrets about early parts of the series. But it's been a great year. Very proud of the guys. It's just the way the city has gotten behind the team and the fans. It's been special, and we've always said from the time we got here, we just want to put out a team that people are proud to root for and play the right way, and we feel like we do that. Now we just got to keep fine-tuning everything. So, as the summers go on, of course, you're going to reflect on the good, and you're going to also reflect on the things where you need to get better. So, thanks, guys.
Yeah.